Going to go through the website today, and we're going to go through setting it up and just going to talk about the initial part of it, because next week Horace is going to be on for section 2 of this. So we're going to go through the basics and see if you have any questions. There's an old anecdote. I'm a North Carolina boy. That's where I am right now, actually. And there's an old anecdote of a preacher in a small church that showed up to his church, and it was snow that was all the way up to the waist. But he said, you know what? It's Sunday. I'm going to go to church. And so a farmer came in, and the farmer was the only one there. And he asked the farmer, he said, Brother Bill, he said, I'm not really sure what to do. He said, I had a whole sermon developed, and you're the only one that showed up. And Bill said, well, preacher, when I go out to feed the cows, if only one cow shows up, I still feed it. He said, okay. So he preached this sermon that just would have rocked the whole house. And at the end of it, Bill came up and shook his hand, and he said, now, preacher, I told you that I feed that cow. I don't feed him the whole meal, but I still feed him. So, I'm going to, even though you're the only one here, I'm going to feed you. And, but it's not going to be, a whole long drawn out kale show. It's going to be about getting what you want to learn out of this. Okay. So, all right. So I'm going to take and share here. And before I get to that, I'm going to post some links that will be in the chat, and I can send you the chat afterwards. We can post them there. There are some groups that I would highly recommend, if you're not part of, that you definitely would join. And so if you're not part of these groups on Facebook, there are 3 that I highly recommend. One is the KW Command group. The other one is Command Help and KW Technology Masterminding. And the third one is the Command 66-Day Challenge. Now, as we know from the one thing, it takes 66 days on average to turn an activity into a habit. So the 66-Day Challenge is going to walk you through this. Now, you don't have to worry about saving this. I want you to, I don't want you chopping a finger off while you're trying to watch the chat here. Okay. So the last one, the 66-Day Challenge, is by Marty Miller. And Marty has his own channel on YouTube. Oops, that didn't copy over. Give me just 1 second here. Marty has his own channel that I would highly recommend you subscribing to. And he has a playlist that is specific to, because Command is constantly evolving, he is on now challenge number 5 of the 66-Day Challenge. So you can subscribe to his everything that he produces there with the first link. And with the second link, you can actually watch the edition number 5 of his challenge. And there are several here. Sorry, just 1 second here. I need to mute this. There we go. So like I say, I'm going to be copying this, and I will send this directly to you. So you don't have to worry about, because it's a lot to take down there. So the videos that he has in there are some of the best. Marty is a regional tech trainer, and he's actually the regional tech trainer where International is. So he is top notch, and I think that you'll get a lot out of that. So now I'm going to come over and screen share my screen and walk you through. So whoops, and it moved on me. There it goes. All right, here we are. So bring this over in. Let me get just a thumbs up if you are seeing Kel Wright and main and post. Got it. Perfect. Okay. So when you log into Command, move this over just a bit there. When you log into Command, under your settings, you will see a profile right here. There are 2 different profiles within Command. Welcome, Yelena. Glad to have you with us. So there are 2 different profiles. The profile that you see in the drop-down menu is the internal profile. This is what is in your KW Connect profile, and this is what agents will see when they go to find you. If they're looking for a referral partner, this is for the internal agents, and you can come in and edit the service areas, list out all the different places that you are. and your phone number, your bio. Down at the bottom of this, there are these sliders that you can choose to show on your profile page. Now, Jacqueline, you're probably too young to remember this song, but there was a song that was accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative. And that is what we're doing here on this profile page, is we are choosing, if we have the positive of we've closed a lot of units, we want to turn this one on. If we're brand new, we probably don't want to turn it on. If you work with a lot of leases that you want to advertise, this is really more for places like New York City, then you would want to turn this on and accentuate the positive. If not, let's eliminate the negative by turning these off. Again, this is your internal profile for other agents to see. To get to where we want to be for the profile that is going to populate a lot of our the website and those things, we're actually going to click on the settings here. And under settings, you will see under connect settings, the marketing profile. Now this seems a little bit backwards, since the profile that we were just looking at is actually the KW Connect profile for internal. However, under connect settings here, again, this is under settings and then connect settings, we will see the marketing profile. And in order for your website to have your information on it, this slider is going to have to be marked right here. Use my information to brand my website. If you try to go to your website and this is what shows up with the generic KW and with the guide over here, what is the issue here is that you have not checked this slider saying use my information to brand my website. And what this is doing is this is transferring the responsibility to be in compliance from Keller Williams onto you. So that if your website is not in compliance because you don't have the right logos, you don't have the right office information, you don't have the right brokerage information, then that's on you. That's why you have to check this slider here saying use my information to brand my agent site. Okay. Now, as we continue going through here, welcome, Mike. You'll see my photo is required. You'll see a team logo. You can choose a team logo. This is optional. Now, the my photo is preferably going to be a headshot. And if you have a logo for your business, let's say that you're the Campbell team, even if it's just you're the Campbell team, or you operate as Campbell Professionals, let's say, and you have a logo for Campbell Professionals. And again, even if it's just you can put that logo under team logo. And you see right here that it says the recommended size is 360 by 360. In other words, a square, and something that is large enough to show with clarity. However, not so large that the entire website loads and then your logo shows up. So you want it to be of a good quality, but not overwhelming. Now, details, first name and last name here. First name and last name are required. First, there are some people that apparently have changed their birth certificate to say that their last name is Wright, comma, Realtor, comma, GRI, comma, ABR, comma, ASR. And I don't know how they got all that on their birth certificate, because mine just says Wright. So that is what your name should be, your first name and your last name. Your agent license number. Now, I preface this by saying, for me, I like to have GREC in here rather than just my 271398 license number. And the reason is I like to make sure that people know if they're in Oklahoma and they're looking me up, that they can just simply see that there's GREC here, go and Google GREC, and they will come to the Georgia Real Estate Commission and pull it up there. One of the license number is required in a lot of different places. It is not required to be on your website here. However, I highly recommend it, especially in cases like mine as a good old Southern boy. My name is Stephen Cale Wright. And so if you go to GREC and try to find Cale Wright, I will not show as a licensed agent. So I highly encourage you to put your license number here. Now, this is where the professional job title should be, okay? Your job title is a real estate consultant. Your job title is a investment specialist. Your job title is a probate and divorce specialist. Your job title is real estate consultant, whatever you want your job title to be. Now, your designations, some people seem to forget this. However, this word right here is a designation. So if you say, well, I just got licensed last week, I don't have a designation of ABR, ASR, or GRI. Yes, you have a designation. It is called realtor. So make sure that your designation is here. So we have our job title, which can be anything that we want to put ourselves forward as, the real estate guru, or buyer and seller specialist, investment specialist, whatever you want that to be. Your designations and your credentials can be associate broker, realtor, GRI, all the other things in life. Now, there is a phrase that you hopefully have heard enough, and that is, people like to work with people that they know and trust. Okay. So the next section here is your bio. This is where you get people to know you, and hopefully by knowing a few things about you, trust you. So there is something inherent in just learning a little bit of little bit about somebody and about their person rather than their business. That helps. So in your bio, make it so that it's, and I realize that I'm a little bit of a hypocrite here because I haven't done that with mine. However, make it so that they feel that they know you when they've read your bio. Now, we don't want 17 pages here. People aren't going to read it. However, we want to tell them a little bit about ourselves, how long we've been in the business, what we, in his spare time, Kel likes long walks off of a short pier, or something to that effect, so that they feel that they know you by the time that they've met you. Okay. Your mobile phone, without any dashes, without any dots, without any parentheses or anything to that effect, just straight up your 10 digits here. Your office phone should be your brokerage number. Your fax is optional. If you are still in 1999, please enter your fax number here. If you are in 2010, it may not be necessary. Now, for me, I have a separate fax number from my office, so I'm actually going to put it in here, and mine is 866-240-0948. And the reason is that this is a digital fax. It's an e-fax. It costs me $5 a month to keep up, not a tremendous amount. So I want to have that in here. Your email, here is the key thing that I want to emphasize on your email and your website. And that is, capitalize the proper words here. So you'll see that my kel@realtorkel.com shows up here. Now, this isn't auto-populate by Google, so ignore that. However, capitalize that. And again, over here, capitalize Realtor Kel. Now, you may have seen something on Facebook, and I'm just going to come in right in here and type this in. This is an anecdote on Facebook that people see this, and because it's not capitalized, they think it says one thing. However, what it actually is supposed to say is who remembers. So when you just simply do this, it looks like something totally different. So capitalize the word, okay? Capitalize the proper words in your website and in your email address. Your market center brokerage name. This is not Metro Atlanta. This is not Decatur. This is not KW. This is how your office is listed as a DBA with the Georgia Real Estate Commission. So for my office, this is Keller Williams Realty Metro Atlanta. 5 words. Don't try to shorten that. Again, we come in here with the brokerage phone, the brokerage street address, city, state, and zip, and your license number. Your market center brokerage logo is over here. If it is not available in a 360 by 360 on your office's intranet, please let me know and I can help you get that taken care of. The legal footer text, this may be redundant because I'm pretty sure that this already exists. However, it is best practice to go ahead and type in each office is independently owned and operated. equal housing opportunity. Now, will the fact that equal housing opportunity exists on your website save you if you get an equal housing claim and you have clearly discriminated against somebody of a protected class? No, it will not. However, one of the first things is that if you get accused of a fair housing violation, one of the first things they're going to do is look at your website, and if it doesn't say this, they're going to say, well, you know, it's pretty evident that this is not important to them. So we want to make sure that it's on there. Again, it's not a panacea. It's not going to save your license. However, it's going to be the first thing that they're going to look at. Legal footer links. This is, if you are friends with anyone in Texas on Facebook, let me see here. Move this over a little bit more. Let's see here. I'm going to see here somebody that is in Texas. I'm going to bring this up. There's no telling what Patrick here. No, he's an agent in Texas. You will see that most of them have in their pictures here or their bio, their links. Of course, I would pull up one person who doesn't. You will see that they have a disclosure. There is a disclosure that is required by the Texas Real Estate Commission that is basically the same thing as what Greg calls the ABCs of agency, that talks about how agency works. And there's a second one that they have that discloses which brokerage you are with and how to contact them. And those must appear on every single thing that they do related to real estate. We obviously don't have that here. However, you could use the legal footer links to, if you wanted to connect this to something to that effect. Otherwise, legal footer links and legal footer images don't need to be present. Your social, because these are going to appear simply as links and not as, as icons and not as links, you don't have to worry about capitalizing these things. You will want to put in the HTTP and to begin these though. Facebook Pixel and ads, if you are using a Facebook Pixel ID, and if you are using Google Analytics ID, you will want to populate these here. If not, don't worry about them. This is the 80-20 rule at play. If you are using them, if this is part of your 20%, then put them in here. If not, skip over it. There's no need to worry about it. Okay. Now we're going to save that. Once we have the marketing profile saved with the information that is going to populate in our website, we are now going to click on this lower button over here that is called Consumer. It used to be, I believe it was called Marketing or something to that effect, or it might have even been the websites. However, it is more than just websites. It is also your app and your guide. Now, so we have rebranded this, renamed this as the Consumer button. Under the Consumer button this is what's going to pop up. You're going to see you have your agent site pages, your landing pages, and a landing page would be something that is separate from your agent site. Your agent site, a website is a bit of a misnomer, because if I go to realtorkel.com, while this is considered a website, this is truly a collection of websites, because I see over here that if I click on this, I can go to the About Me, I can go to the Contact Us. These are all websites. These are all sites that exist off of it. However, so this is more of a book, and these are the pages or chapters within that book. So this is what these sites, these are the agent sites. And then you can have a totally separate landing page that doesn't say. So if I click on Contact Us, you're going to see right here, it still says kel.kw.com/connect. If I create a landing site, it's going to simply be kw.com/17gr396, something to that effect. It is not going to have your information in here. It is going to be a separate landing page. Okay. Your guide builder. Within your guide, one of the things that I'm going to hope that Horace talks about next week, and if he doesn't, we will have a separate class on it, is you have a guide within both your website and your app that the consumers can go through, that will go through buying and selling. Once they have created an account on your website or your app, they are connected here. So if they created an account on your website and then download the app, log in with the same credentials, it's going to follow them through this process. And by following through this process, it actually shows up in an opportunity. So if you are working with a buyer and have an opportunity set up, you have that buyer in your database with the email address that they used to sign up. It's going to show you that the buyer has gone through these steps of starting the search, getting pre-approved, touring homes, making an offer. And each time that they go through this, you will see down here that it says mark step as completed. So you can actually see, you can actually talk to your buyers and sellers and say, especially your first-time home buyers, you can say, there is a guide on my website that is also on my app. You can read either place, and it will walk you through every single step of how this process is going to work. And this will show up. You can go into the opportunity and it will say that they are connected and how far they have gotten through the app, or the guide, excuse me, on this. So under the agent sites, you'll see right here is your guide builder. And with the guide builder, you can come in and customize the steps that every single buyer walks through. You can take them through and you can customize this to specific to Georgia. Obviously, the initial version is going to be a very generic one that accommodates everybody across the country. So it's going to not have specifics to Georgia, but you can come in here to your buyer and seller guide and work through those, okay? The other one here is collections, and we can set up collections, and we'll go through that at another point. What we're going to do now is to go to our site and app settings right here on the far right. You will see here, again, it says, use my information to brand my agent site. And again, if this is not checked, what's going to happen? They're going to go to, in my case, realtorkel.com, and they're going to see the generic KW website. So that is your troubleshooting step number one right there. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go back here and click on the home. You will see right here it says, where should we start? When it comes right here, it says agent site hero text. Where should we start? So that again shows up right dead center of your website as soon as they come to your website. You can customize that to be whatever you want it to be. Okay. These hero images. And if you have any questions, I see that we've had a couple people join us. So if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to interrupt me. And otherwise, I'm just going to keep going right on through this because I want to respect your time, but I do want to make sure that you're getting what you want to out of this. So these images that are showing in the background here are called hero images. There are generic hero images that are going to be populated here. If you would like, you can have pictures of places that are specific to your market. Maybe you have a picture of for example, in my office, I might have a picture of downtown Decatur. I might have a picture of the sign, the Welcome to Decatur sign that is out there. I may have pictures of Decatur Courthouse. Or you want to be more generic, you can have pictures of the Atlanta skyline. You can have pictures of, maybe Welcome to Georgia even. If you want to do those, you can use either the JPEG or PNG, portable network graphics version of the pictures. The recommended size here is a 1200 by 1200 pixel. Now, it's ironic to me that they say basically make them a square, and these are clearly not squares. And you can upload up to 5 images. You can do 1 image, and this will not change. This will just simply stay as 1 image if you choose. So there's a lot of different customization that you can use right here. Now, there is a page here. Again, we've learned that, let's see here. Where is that? there is a section for downloading the app, and the app hero text is search all homes like a pro. That is probably going to be at the bottom. And then, of course, it again is not. It makes me a liar. I hate that. Okay. If you have a virtual tour, you can add your active listings here. You can select the listing and add the active tours here. And also under this, you will see there are preferences where you can enable or disable the Keller Mortgage information on your app and site, and the Keller Covered, which is the insurance brand, on your app and site. I would highly recommend that you have those present, simply because it's, even if you do not recommend these to clients when they ask for recommendations for lenders or for insurance, it just, to me, it is a little bit of a RESPA protection that you're saying, hey, I use Shelter Mortgage, or I use Fairway, or I use whoever, and on your website it also has Keller Mortgage. So to me, it's a little bit of protection on RESPA there, that you're recommending more than one. There is no magic number, however, everybody says 3. So your URL here is what name is going to be on it. So again, as we saw right here, mine is kel.kw.com. And so my subdomain is kel.kw.com right here under URLs. Now your app URL is going to automatically populate right here. You can copy this from here. You'll see it's slightly grayed out. It's not it's not completely blacked out. It's just slight touch of gray there, indicating that this is not a field that you can edit. This is pre-populated. Okay, and you can copy this here. For your featured listings, you can have a headline here that is going to pre-populate or default to featured listings. You can make that something else, saying currently available, or specials of the week, something to that effect, whatever you want it to be. And then you can go in here and select the listings that would show up to 12 listings that would show up at the bottom of your website. This is where you would do that. And that is, again, under featured listings. Select the listings. They have to be in the Keller Williams Listing Service, KWLS, for you to do that. Now, there are themes that are available. The theme is either the red or the black. I feel like Henry Ford here. You can have any color of car that you want as long as it's black. But basically, you get to choose between red and black for your theme. Now, your agent site pages and how they show up are here. So once you create a page, it does not automatically populate. So under agent site pages, excuse me, pardon, let me just mute that. Under agent site pages, I can have 50 different options here. However, only a set amount are going to show up. And that is under, where am I here? That is under agent site pages. This is what your menu looks like. So we see Realtor Kel, about, contact, what I cannot tell you. And if you come right over here and click on this, you're going to see Realtor Kel, about, contact, what I cannot tell you. The exact same menu as we see right over here under agent site pages. Okay. Questions, comments, concerns, wisecracks? Okay. So once you have built the page that you want to show up, if you would like for it to appear in your library, you simply, in this drop-down menu here, you come over here to Agent Site Pages, and you say Add a Page, and it's going to say, here are the pages that you have available. Which of them would you like to add to your website? And then you can simply take the what they call it here as a meatball menu, or meatball sub, because the dots look like a meatball there. And you can simply move it up and down wherever you would like for this to appear on your website. Now, there is an About Me and About Us that will show up here. That is for teams. There's no need for you to have a duplication of About Me and About Us. And even this, this Realtor Kel here is an About Us. This is what it actually said in the beginning, was About Us on both sides here. And then your SEO description. Now, if I go to move this blasted thing one more time, if I go to Google and I type in real estate agent South Fulton, GA, everyone that pops up, you're going to see, so for example, right here, the detailed listing page about such properties includes the name of the listing broker, da, da, da. Or here it says, search for a property by clicking through the featured listings, da, da, da. These things right here that are in the small regular font, the regular black font right here, this is what's known as your SEO description. So whatever you type in here is going to be what tells the client, tells the person searching Google, this is why you should click on my page. So here, this one is Redfin, and you see Redfin's is instantly search and view photos of all homes for sale in Fulton County, Georgia. Fulton County, Georgia, real estate listings updated every 15 to 30 minutes. So your SEO data, SEO description right here, should be something compelling so that the person searching Google, Bing, Yahoo, wherever the case may be, says, oh, this page looks like what I'm looking for. Okay. All right. So the next and actually the last piece that we're going to cover today is you can walk through this anytime that you see a Kelly guide. The Kelly guide will walk you through the setup process step by step. Basically, you're in expert mode right here, and the Kelly guide will take you to guided mode, where the guided mode takes you through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The default is you're in expert mode, so that I can come straight in here and say, I want to edit my agent site pages. I know where I'm going. I know what I need to do. I'm just going to go straight to it. Okay. And agent site options is our last part. Agent site options, once we click on this, is I want to use the new KW agent sites. I have Playster, want to continue Playster, and then I want to explore other options. You'll see in the KW Marketplace that there are options for you to connect your Brivity website, for example. There are options for you to connect a lot of different websites and providers that are out there into your command account. For those of us who are editing this profile, which is the purpose of this class, we're going to click on, I want to use the new KW website, new KW agent sites here, and submit. And no other action is required at that time, okay? Now we're going to walk back so that I can take you through getting here. And that is that once we come into command, we're going to see that under this section, this header right here, there's the profile and the settings. The settings is going to take us to our settings menu, under which we will see connect settings and marketing profile. So the marketing profile is the information that is going to populate automatically to your website. Once we have this information in here, we come over to consumer, and you will see agent sites versus landing pages. Agent sites is part of the library, part of the book that we consider our website, and a landing page is a totally separate page that is off into the world on its own. Then you can create the pages here. You can configure that. So we're going to now configure the website here. I want to use the KW agent sites and submit, and you're all set. Again, you can create a new page here. You have to, in order for the page to show up in, let's see, do I have that already set up? No, I don't. In order for the page to show up in our menu, I'm going to reuse this one. So pardon me for just 1 second here. Command. And get back to it again. I'm going in basically expert mode here. Site map settings, agent site pages. So in order for me to be able to add a page to this menu, that page has to exist in here in the list of pages that I have created. And in order to do that, then I come over here. Once the page exists, I do add page, And all the pages that I have created are going to show up here, as well as when they were created. And then I simply choose which one I want to be there. I also can come in here and say, this school information is no longer valid. Maybe the website that I was using for it is no longer there. And so I can repurpose this and to use it for something else there. So there's the URL slug. So it's going to be kel.kw.com/schools, and then the information here. So for example, this is what I recommend as best practice for your SEO description, is you have basically two sections. The first is relevant to the page, and that is, for this page, it is information about local schools provided by great schools. And I'm going to have, this is what's known as a pipe. It is the little key right above the enter key on your keyboard, and then followed by the static information that appears everywhere on all the different pages. So if you were to look at the different pages, they're all going to have something specific to that page, and then something that is carried over that is on every single page, that is uniform throughout the website. And you may want this to include something about selling homes or selling homes for buyers, sellers, investors in Metro Atlanta. But that is going to be pervasive across all of the different pages here. So specific to the page and generic to every page. So that's where those come from. All right. Questions, comments, concerns, wisecracks? Yes, ma'am, Tamara.
There you go. Sorry. So if we are on a Mac, what is that? It doesn't say anything on top of the return, which will be our enter.
Okay.
So you know what we would use instead?
So the key that it is on a standard keyboard is a what's known as a backslash, first of all, and the shift is just, it looks like you took, it looked like you're taking the slash, and instead of making it take the backslash, instead of making it slash, you stopped halfway, and it's straight up. Now there's another option on that I also really like to use. Again, this is on a Windows keyboard, and this is Alt 7, makes it a dot. I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe Command 7 on Apple makes the same dot. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
But it's just a visual break between the two pieces of information. So I actually have started using the dot a lot more than the pipe, as they call it.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
And you could also use maybe you want to use double equal sign or just single equal sign, or the tilde, I believe is what it's called there. So just something that provides a visual break there.
Okay. All right.
Any other
Hey,
questions?
Kel, this is Shantae.
Yes. Hello.
Question. Yes. So I had been playing around with like my app and my different agent sites previously, I want to say last week. And I was trying to update my contact information. I'm not sure if I missed this earlier because I jumped on the call later. I updated it, but it only updated on my agent site, like my actual telephone number. Is there a way to update it across, like on the app and on the Keller Williams page that has all the agents in the office?
So there are three places I would check. They should cross-populate, but the three different places that I would check is, number one, here, the marketing profile, because you'll see that your mobile phone appears here.
Yep.
So check the marketing profile. And then also, let's see, I tried to have these pages loaded beforehand. And then the other one is here, again, under what's simply known as profile. You will see that this internal profile. While that's coming up, I'm going to come over here and do. Okay. I'm using my telephone and tethering to my computer, so my internet is not exactly at lightning speed right now. So, not that. Now we're in a race. Let's see which one's going to get there first. So here we are. This is under settings right here, the drop down menu, you'll see profile, and you'll see the phone exists here. You simply click on edit profile. And so your primary phone number here and your mobile phone. So that would be the other place. So now let me get in here and click this. So again, these should cross-populate. So the first one that I would check is actually the easiest one to get to, right here, profile, that one. The second one is under settings. From this menu, you'll see settings, and then you'll see
marketing,
connect settings, marketing profile. And then the third one is once you log into mykw.kw.com, click on this profile, and the phone number will be here. So those are the three places that I would recommend checking. Because
okay, perfect. Thank you.
Sometimes it doesn't populate all the way across. Absolutely.
Gotcha.
Any other questions? If not, I will let you have the rest of the 15 minutes that you may have expected back, and feel free to reach out to me. Obviously, my email address, as you saw in a couple different places, you can reach me. They all come to the same thing. I have literally an infinite number of email addresses, and I have people that will email me to 5 different places, and they show up 5 times in my Outlook. You only need one email address to me. So it's either kale@realtorkale.com or it's kale@kw.com, wherever it is, but they all come to the exact same page. You only need one of them. All right.
Kale, I have one quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
So I I deal with a lot of Portuguese speaking clients as well. Mm-hmm. Is there a way that I can put a thing on top that it translates the page into Portuguese?
It has been my experience that a lot of different, especially Chrome, but most of the different sites, if I go to something that is, for example, right now, if I went to a Portuguese website, it would say, do you want to show this in Portuguese or English?
Yeah.
Because it knows that my default is English. And so from my experience, there should be something that would say, if they're Portuguese and they have their default language set as Portuguese, it's going to show up and say, would you like for this to continue showing in English, or would you like for me to translate it? So we don't have that at present. Let me see here. Make sure that because I was thinking that there was an option, but then again, maybe not. Yeah. So yeah, we don't have that option at present to show up on our website. Okay. Because I think that most browsers are automatically doing that, giving that option.
Okay. So that's not something that I need to do. They will just do it automatically under Google.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely. Anything else? By the way, Tamara, where are you originally from?
Oh, originally from Brazil.
Oh, okay. I love Brazil.
I am in West Cobb right now with KW here, but yeah, originally from Brazil. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you've got some great people up there. I love that office.
Yeah. It's a great office for sure.
All right. Well, thank you all for coming. Feel free to reach out to me, and I look forward to hearing from you. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.